Thank you very much, Atul Bhai. I think I'm going to be another pinch hitter, like Sushil mentioned, with people already having hit so many sixes till now. But anyway, nevertheless, really thank you so much for inviting me to talk. In this time where we have no work at all, at least you've given us some work. Uh, you know, uh, Generally people ask this question that what is the fixed demand of a particular vegetable oil, be it palm, be it sunflower, be it soya. Now that question people keep answering in their own way. But this time, this lockdown has really taught me at least one thing very phenomenal, that when it comes to household consumption, it has cemented that there is no mobility between oils. For instance, today soft oil demand has increased significantly because the household consumption has increased. At the retail level, the price difference between a sunflower oil, let us say, and a palm oil has gone up to 30 rupees a liter, which is $400 a ton. Despite that, the sun oil demand has been ever growing. So when we say that price elasticity works, it works more at the HoReCa level, where people tend to shift between oils. So that is one thing which is very relevant in the context of what is going to happen in the next 3 months. Talking about the first from a demand perspective of palm, I'm talking about palm specifically because I've been asked to talk about palm. In palm, we see that in, let's say, at the origin, Indonesia and Malaysia, the demand is in phases like biodiesel. There is a demand. Almost 10 million tons of palm oil goes into biodiesel. Then there is a household consumption at the origin, which is Indonesia, Malaysia, and a lot of these countries. Then there are destinations which are the growing economies, and then there is a developed world. In the growing economies, you see palm going into the household segment and substantially into the HoReCa segment. But whereas in the developed world, palm goes substantially into the HoReCa segment. It doesn't go into the household segment at all. So this is very important for us to understand, because the demand is getting destroyed at the HoReCa segment. So which means palm will take a further hit, when it comes to HoReCa segment. In the context of India, coming specifically to India, my estimate is that palm oil, 30% only goes into the household, 10% goes into the organized biscuit manufacturers, and 60% goes into the HoReCa segment. Now, what has happened in the last 1.5 or 2 months, and what is likely to happen in the next 1 or 1.5 months, the household segment, 30% could become 40%, because if household demand is increasing in sun, soya, it is also increasing a little bit in palm. You will see the biscuit segment, which is the organized segment, demand is almost stable. It is almost there. It has not changed too much, even though the bakery and other demand has come down. But the biscuit demand in the organized sector has remained the same. So let's say 10%. The 60% of HoReCa has actually come down by as much as 50%. We are left with only 10%. And this will continue for another 1 month. So what does it mean? Another angle in Indian context is the stearine consumption. Stearine also goes into Vanaspati. And where does Vanaspati go? Again goes into HoReCa. So Vanaspati demand has also dropped by as much as 70 or 80%. We are left with only 20% demand of Vanaspati and bakery. So all in all, it means that soft oil consumption, there's another angle, is the soft oil also you are having about 10% or so going into the HoReCa. So that has also become zero. But the household demand of soft oil has increased by 20%, 10% HoReCa has gone. So net 10% demand of soft oil has increased. In the case of palm oil, net of all what I've said, there is a 40% demand destruction in palm oil. So if India, which is reflected in the numbers, what we imported in India between January to April, we have imported only 1.8 million tons, as against what we should have imported, and over 3 million tons if you see 9 million tons of import. So we have already lost 1.2 million tons of demand in palm, which is a 40% reduction in palm. And soya and sun has increased by almost 10%. From a 2 million ton consumption, we have gone to 2.2 million tons. Now, looking at all this, you will see that we have already lost 1 million ton. We are going to lose another 1 million tons in this remaining period. So 2 million tons is what Dorab also mentioned. I think I tend to agree with that. See, one thing I must say, Dorab said that the China led the bear market. I think India was not lagging way behind. In the month of January, the Indian futures market started selling so heavily, and not by the big guys. It were all the small players who came and hammered the Indian futures market. And people from Singapore, and at the origin, they were calling me up personally and saying that, look, the Indian futures are so bad, discounted. Why don't you go and buy? We would go and buy, and it would drop further. So this disparity continued. So I think India contributed also in the beginning of the bear market. The Indian traders, by and large, read the market pretty well, I would say. What was the making of the bull market? According to me, the bull market in October, when it started, in addition to the factors Dorab mentioned about the weather and all that,
1 minute.
The S&P was looking so tight that we were seeing a 4 million ton shortfall in palm in the year 2020. Now the way things are, we are going to see 4 million tons of biodiesel destruction. We will see 8 million tons of food demand destruction. So 1.12 million tons of increase, which means you will end up with a 5 or 6 million surplus at the end of the year. We have not felt this in the market till now, simply because the first half, the production is going to be lower than last year. The second half production is going to be much higher in palm. So this is going to have a huge impact on the palm prices, and the gap between soft oils and palm is bound to increase. So in the Indian context, whilst I mentioned that there is no mobility between oils, but India evolves itself. The Indian people are innovative. So you will see super olein coming in, you will see white olein coming in, and a little bit of palm demand may increase at the cost of soya oil, given the price difference. Thank you very much. I think my time is over. I wish and pray that, we come out of these COVID times, and like Sandeep mentioned, that the most valuable thing today is life for you, and keep your family safe. Thank you very much.